Ashe, Ashe, Ashe. Hello, everyone. This is Oracle of Divine Truth, Miss B. How are you guys doing today? I'm coming forth to do a pick a card, messages from your ancestors. I know that it's been a while. I'm going to try to, again, I always say this, but life kind of, preoccupies my time a lot. So I shaded that in a positive way. But with that being said, I'm going to put forth a little bit more effort to get these videos out for those that are interested. Thank you so much for those who have subscribed to my channel already. Please make sure that you click the like button as well. For those that are new to my channel, welcome. Please make sure that you hit the bell so that way you can be notified anytime that I load any upcoming videos, okay? If you're ever interested in a reading with me, you can always book me online at www.spiritualvibrations.org. If you have any questions, you can reach out to me via my email at spiritualvibrations2018@gmail.com. Also, I have a Facebook business page as well. The link will be in the description box also. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and get started with this pick a card reading. And again, I want to first and foremost give shout out to Donna Dreams. Okay, she is a very popular YouTuber that focuses a lot on ancestral messages. Okay, Donna Dreams, I want to thank her so very much, and her ancestors and her spiritual team, for bringing forth this beautiful deck, Spirits of the North Divination deck. Okay, so if you are interested in this deck, please get in contact with Donna Dreams. I'm going to tag her in the description box below. I'm not for sure if she does have any more decks available, but she will let you know all of that information. So again, I shade to Donna Dreams for the Spirit of the North Divination deck. This is a beautiful, beautiful deck, ancestral led. Okay, now I'm going to also be using my own decks as well that I have personally created as well for this reading. This is Spiritual Journey Intuitive Oracle Edition 1, and this is Spiritual Journey Intuitive Edition 2. Okay, both of these are out of stock at this time, but they will be in stock very soon. Okay, I will be posting that on my website in about a month or so. I'm waiting to get all my shipment in as well. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. Again, it's so good to be back, guys. I hope that these messages help you in some way. What we're going to do today is we're going to pick feathers, okay? So you have feather 1, okay? You also have feather 2, and you also have feather 3. So take your time. Choose the feather that you're drawn to in order to receive messages from your ancestors at this particular time. I'm going to actually pull the cards here on this reading. The description information will be below. If you don't want to listen to the entire intro, you can go directly to the one that you selected, okay? I also want to make a quick announcement before I do get started. Starting September the 2nd and every Wednesday of the month, I will be doing a spiritual conversation. It will be a private YouTube link. If you are interested in joining, that's an area where we can kick back, relax, talk about spirituality, any questions that you may have. It is a $5 entry, but again, you can go to my website at www.spiritualvibrations.org and have you a ticket. Again, it will be every Wednesday at 6:30 p.m. Central Time Zone. Okay? So with that being said, let's get started. We have feather 1, feather 2, and feather 3. If I can pick it up. There we go. Alright, guys, let's see what the ancestors have for us. I'm going to start off with those that select feather 1. Starting off with the Oracle deck from Donna Dreams. Alright, Divine Spirit, what are the messages that you feel that Power 1 needs to know here and be aware of? What are the messages for Power 1 that you feel that they need to know here and be aware of? What are the messages for Power 1 you feel that they need to know here and be aware of? What are the messages for Power 1 you feel that they need to know here and be aware of? And what are the messages for Power 1 you feel that they need to know and be aware of? Again, these are general messages. Take what resonates and leave what doesn't. Okay? You have restored Ashe, offering accepted, happy, loyal to practice. What additional messages for those that select feather 1? What additional messages you have for those that select the feather 1? What additional messages you have for those that select the feather 1? Alright. Alright. You also have the voodoo doll. Someone has tried to cast work or send negative energy your way. feeling attached, sleepless nights, protection is needed. This is the voodoo doll. And then we also have the card of the warrior spirit. You have our protection. Increase your spiritual power to succeed in battle, to participate and connect with your spiritual team. Okay? So let me just take a look at this energy here. For me, the fact that this came up in the upright position for those that did select one, if you have been given any offerings to your ancestors at your altar, sorry, they are letting you know that your offerings have been accepted. Okay. I also feel that the fact this card came up in the upright position and not the reverse, many of you, Ashe, is restored at this time. So your energy level, okay, is at its highest at this time, or there's a balance with your Ashe. Normally when this card comes in a reverse position, it acknowledges that there needs to be a time of rejuvenation, mind, body, and soul, because your Ashe is low. But by this card coming up in the upright position, I do feel like your Ashe energy is at least balanced, or you're feeling a lot of energetic energy at this particular time. This is definitely a time that your ancestors want you to stay loyal to your practice. So again, if you are doing your maintenance for your altar, or if you're giving your offerings, if you're doing rituals, if you're doing prayers, they want you to stay loyal to this practice. Okay, that's very important as well. Now again, we do have the voodoo doll. So for some, there has been some work cast against you, or negative energy sent your way. Now I do want to express, when it comes to negative energy, putting a spell on someone can definitely have a lot to do with like candle magic and things of that nature, but can also be just words. That's why it's called spelling. Okay, so people can say something negative about you and cast negative energy your way. So it doesn't necessarily have to be like black magic being done on you. Okay, it could just be someone speaking very negatively about you in some shape or form. And again, everything in life is nothing but energy. Okay, everything in life is nothing but energy. So we have to be very mindful of the words that we say, because we can also cast spells upon ourselves without even realizing it. All right, so it is acknowledging that someone has tried to send some negative work your way, but I feel like you have a lot of protection. Okay, so this is another reason why this card fell up in a reverse position, because whatever someone did try to send you, it is not really affecting you at all. So I do feel like for those that selected Power 1, you definitely may be someone that is loyal to practice when it comes to your ancestral work, your spiritual work. Okay, but however, for some though, that is not the case. Again, take the messages that resonates and leave what doesn't. But I do feel like for many of you guys, there's a lot of definitely spiritual protection around you at this time, which is why this particular warrior spirit came forth. And you have not been really affected, so you haven't really seen any changes in your Ashe. But for some, I do feel like there has been some sleepless nights. Okay, so maybe you've been doing a lot of tossing and turning. Maybe you have been waking up between the hours of 2 and 5 in the morning. Those are normally those hours when we sometimes have a hard time sleeping. And this is acknowledging it's time for you to amp up protection. And that's why it's so important to be loyal to practice. Okay, so I do feel like for those that selected 1, if you do not do this already, making sure that you are protecting yourself energetically at this time. Okay, that's very important, because the voodoo doll is saying that protection is needed. Again, whether someone has truly tried to cast black magic, on you, or someone has just been trying to see you the evil eye. However, needing to better protect yourself. And this is what your warrior spirit is saying. They say that you have the protection, but it's time to increase your spiritual power. So again, I do feel like for many of you, there has been some negative energy sent your way, but it really hasn't affected you as much, because I do feel like for many that selected Power 1 already has been loyal to practice. They've been making their offerings, so the ancestors is like, look, I got you. But at the same time, you need to also work on increasing your battle. I do feel like, again, connecting more to your spiritual team at this time is encouraged from your ancestors as well. Participate more, again, doing rituals, prayers, whatever you can do to establish that connection with your ancestors as well. Okay, all right, what additional messages you feel that Power 1 needs to hear and be aware of? What additional messages you feel that Power 1 needs to know, hear, and be aware of? Okay. All right. So for some of you guys, you are going through the dark night of the souls. Okay. So this acknowledges that you're going through a spiritual awakening. You could be in the beginning stages, the middle stages, or the latter stages of the spiritual awakening process, okay? And when we do go through the dark night of the souls, it can seem very challenging. Sometimes people say, you know, spirit of the spiritual awakening is a beautiful thing. It's not really the journey that's the beautiful thing, it's the destination. You know what I'm saying? Because when you go through the dark night of the souls, I consider it to be like a purging process. It is stripping you away of who you once were to allow you to become who you're meant to be. And when we're in the dark night of the souls, at times we can question ourselves. We can start seeing a lot of illumination and revelations around us, whether it's about ourselves, people, situations, and circumstances. People start showing their true colors to us. So again, you're going through the dark night of the souls. And so this could be another reason as well why some of you are having some sleepless nights as well. And this is also a good time, again, to amp up that protection and also connect more with your spiritual team during this time. Because dark night of the souls is a very difficult process, and you do need your ancestral team, your spirit guides, whoever you worship to kind of help and assist you through this process, okay? Let's see. What additional messages do you have for Power 1? What additional messages do you have for Power 1? Okay. All right. So let's see here. So for many of you, your third eye is open, but it does need work, okay? So they wanted you to work more on your third eye. How can you work on your third eye? You can meditate. You can use certain crystals like a selenite, an amethyst crystal, a clear quartz crystal. Those are just a few crystals that you can utilize in order to enhance your third eye, okay, a little bit more. Give me a second here. It's not surprising for some if you do feel as if your third eye, I wouldn't really say blocked. I don't really like using that word unless I really have to. But challenges within your third eye is because of the dark night of the souls. Now, that's not for everyone, but for some. Because, again, the dark night of the soul brings up a lot of inner turmoil, a lot of confusion. But it's to bring the clarity that you need, you know. So during this time, meditation is strongly encouraged as well. And they're also asking you to work more with herbs, oils, and crystals at this time. So I did give you a few crystals here. You can also do your own Google research to see what additional crystals that you could utilize for your third eye as well. But working with herbs and oils and crystals is encouraged at this time from your ancestors as well. Okay, and this can also be, again, a form of protection, you know, because they do want you to increase your spiritual protection. So working with different herbs, certain oils, and crystals as well. Crystals are earth energy, okay, so they are very good energies for protection as well. But there's many different other spiritual tools that you can utilize also. Again, they have certain bracelets, certain necklaces, certain dolls. There's so many different things that you can utilize to help protect your energy in your aura, okay? Let's see, what additional messages do you have for Power 1? What additional messages do you have for Power 1? What additional messages do you have for Power 1? Additional messages you have for Power 1? Additional messages you have for Power 1? All right, so interesting. Celestial healing is underway. So there is a lot of healing that's taking place for those that selected one. Again, especially if you're going through the dark night of the souls, that is the process. This is a part of healing. What is celestial healing? Celestial healing is healing from the cells, cellular healing. Healing from the roots of a situation. So right now, this is a time where some of you are feeling a lot of different emotions that you may not be able to kind of understand at this time. Understand that for many of you, if you are going through things that could seem very difficult and challenging for you, I want to say that it's not really happening to you but for you at this particular time, okay? Now, as I stated before, many of you, I feel, are in the latent stages, meaning closer towards the end of this dark night of the souls. But there are some at this time that is in the beginning or the middle. So during this time of celestial healing, the dark night of the souls, your ancestors do want you to take some time out to restore your ashe. Because during this period, it could be very draining, mentally, emotionally, and physically at this time, okay? What additional messages do you have for Power 1? What additional messages do you have for Power 1? What additional messages you have for Power 1? Okay. So let's see what else came out. So you do have deity initiation is in work. So interesting. So for some of you, again, I do feel like for those that select one, you have been doing a lot of work spiritual work, okay? And there could be a lot of initiations that could be taking place with certain deities. Maybe you've already been working with certain deities such as Oshun or Papa Legba, Yemaye. I mean, there's many more deities, but just to kind of capture just a few, there is some initiation that is in work. So this is another reason why I feel like some of you are also in that latent stages as well, okay? What else messages they have? It says, we have the power to co-create together. You are not alone. So again, for some, you may be going through some trials and tribulations, especially if you're going through the dark night of the souls. But what your ancestors are saying is that with them and you have the power to co-create the lifestyle that you want, and you don't have to do everything alone. This is why it's so important to connect with your spiritual team at this particular time. They want to work with you. They see that, you know, you feel as if you are doing everything alone, and you're not, okay? You have the power to accomplish much more with them than by yourself. It is not saying that you're not able to accomplish what you want by yourself, but you can get there faster. You can accomplish more with the help of them. So they want you to know that you are not alone, okay? For many of you, you are embarking on an ascension process, okay? So you are ascending spiritually. And that's pretty much what the dark night of the souls is if you're strong enough to kind of get through it. You know what I'm saying? So you are embarking on an ascension process. And that's another reason why it's very important to also work on your third eye at this time as well. The fact that you are going through an ascension process, making sure that you're drinking a lot of water during this time, and again, getting the rest that you do need as well. You also have time for altar maintenance. So for those that do have your altar, again, many of you offers have been accepted, but the ancestors are like, look, somebody that's here in one needs to clean up their altar. Get them dead flowers off. Make sure that their water is clean. Make sure that you have fresh coffee, fresh tea. Make sure that the food is freshly prepared. Someone, and it just may be just for one person, it's time for some altar maintenance, okay? No dust, okay? Because your presentation to the ancestors is very important, okay? That's the strength. That's your ashe. So you want to make sure that your presentation to them is at its best. And so again, I felt that a download is taking place at this time for many of you that selected one. So with that being said, again, increase your water intake. Make sure that you're getting the rest that you need. And for some of you that selected one, you may feel like a lot of pressure in your forehead or your temple. You may have a lot of headaches during your downloads as well. Okay. So again, meditation is definitely encouraged at this time also. And let's see what any final messages your ancestors have for you. For those that selected pile 1, what are the messages for them? For those that selected pile 1, what are the messages for them? And for those that selected pile 1, what are the messages for them? For those that selected pile 1, what are the messages for them? Okay. You have feminine energy. Okay, so your ancestors are definitely wanting you at this time to really trust your intuition. Tap into your intuitiveness. Many of you are highly intuitive. The fact that we have third eye needs work and the feminine energy card here does show that, again, you are highly intuitive, but needing to trust that intuition a little bit more. And that's why I'm saying that it needs work as well. But also at this time, you could be feeling a lot of different emotions. Your sacral chakra is highly active at this time. So working on balancing the both of those at this time as well. Understanding that your third eye and your sacral chakra, they work together, okay? That sacral is that feeling, that intuition is that knowing, so they work together. It's very important to make sure that you tune into your divine feminine energy at this time. And many of you are feeling that anyway, whether you want to or not, because there's a lot of celestial healing that is taking place at this time as well. Okay? What additional messages for Power 1 you feel that they need to know here and be aware of? Additional messages for Power 1 you feel that they... Wow, Ascension came up twice. So for Power 1, you guys are really ascending. I do feel like Power 1 are my my spiritualists, okay? That really is putting forth a lot of hard work and effort into their spiritual practice, okay? But however, there's a heightened ascension process that is going on. For Power 1, pay attention to your dreams as well, okay? That's very important. Pay attention to your dreams. Understand that anytime that you are able to remember a dream, there was something significant about that dream. I don't care if it was 2 clowns in your kitchen making hot dogs. If you were able to wake up and remember 2 clowns in your kitchen hot dogs, then you need to figure out what 2 clowns mean, what do kitchen mean, and what do hot dogs mean. And you need to collaborate that together. That's how you do a dream interpretation, okay? So you do have retreat. So again, there's a lot of things that's going on here. I do feel like for many of you, you are in that latent stages, so you may not be as affected, but I do feel that there is still some that is in the beginning of the dark night of the souls, the celestial healing in the middle of it. So this is the time to pay attention to your body at this time. Your ancestors are saying retreat, okay? Rest, get the sleep that you need. Again, you're having a lot of downloads taking place. You have deity initiations, you know, coming through as well. Certain orishas or certain deities are trying to work with you. Again, pay attention to your dreams and what you get when you meditate as well. So they want you to retreat. That's very important, okay? And sexual energy, okay? So again, it's kind of like that sacral chakra energy. I do feel like for many of you needing to balance your sacral chakra at this time. Your sacral chakra is located below your belly button and above your pelvic bone. That is your emotions, your desires, your creativity, and your sexuality at this time. So I do feel like working on meditating or balancing that particular chakra is also required at this time from your ancestors, as well as your third eye, okay? So with that being said, those are the messages from your ancestors for those that selected one. I hope that you have enjoyed. Please click the like button, comment below. Love and light. Alright guys, for those that selected Feather 2, this is for those that selected Feather 2. Let's see, what are your messages from your ancestors at this time? I am actually using the Oracle deck for Donna Dream. Shout out to her for Spirits of the North Divination deck. For those that select Pile 2, Feather 2, what is their message? For those that selected Feather 2, what is their message? For those that selected Feather 2, what are their messages? And for those that selected Feather 2, what are their messages? Alright, so the overall energy, watch those, it says snake spirit, sorry. Watch those who come around you, okay? So your ancestors are warning some of you guys that selected Power 2, you have some snakes around you. Snakes could be family, friends, you know, people that you may not even be 100% aware of, but that is in your energy field. So they like, hey, you know, you got some snakes around you. Trust your intuition at this time and use your discernment around people, okay? Don't let your left hand know what your right hand is doing at this time. Be observant, you know, peep the whole scene and whatever's going on is what I feel that is needed at this time as well, okay? What additional messages you have for those that selected Feather 2? What additional messages you have for those that selected Feather 2? Alright, so let's see. So you got quite a few messages. You have oral history, as above, so below. The past is repeating itself, a deeper understanding, lessons, receiving messages that are obsolete. Okay, interesting. We're going to talk about that in a moment. You also have the ancestors speaking. Everything that you do is for a reason. Your hard work will pay off. Cheer up and keep pushing forward. You have African mass spirit. We have warded off negative plans and plots against you. Ashe. And then you also have inspired, creative drive. Remain focused on your goals and keep your head clear. All right. For those that selected Power 2, again, as I stated before, you got some snakes around you, so use your discernment and your intuition. Again, don't let your left hand know what your right hand is doing. Now, for oral history and putting these two together, what I'm picking up is that there could be just a selective few that this message would resonate with, but I do feel like there is a cycle that is constantly repeating itself. There could be someone that could be in a position where they're constantly allowing lower vibrational energies around them, whether it's consciously aware or subconsciously aware of it. That's what I'm picking up. Or it could be a particular person that you are allowing in your aura field, and you know that this person doesn't serve for your highest good, but you're constantly keeping them around. That is something that I'm also picking up. This is definitely a time to have a deeper understanding of the things around you. So I do feel like this is a time to be very observant at this time, with not just yourself, but with people, situations, and circumstances, okay? I do feel like for some that may, because I'm feeling like there's a particular person, and this may not apply to everyone, but I'm feeling like one individual that is connected to someone that someone has a hard time detaching from. Okay, it's like they're constantly going through cycles with a particular person, but they're having a hard time letting this person go. Now, you also have the ancestor speaking. Everything that you do is for a reason. Your hard work is paying off. Cheer up and keep pushing forward. So your ancestors are wanting you to know, that they're very proud of you first and foremost. And even though at times things feel very challenging, they want you to know that everything you're doing is for a reason. Nothing that you are doing is just for a waste. Sometimes we move forth in action, things don't work out in our favor, whether it's our job, our relationships, things that we're trying to create and manifest. But however, even if they don't work out, everything that you're doing, everything that you went through, it happens for a reason. There is nothing in life that we go through just happens. I know that that's sometimes hard to understand, but it's the real. Okay, so your ancestors are saying everything that you do is for a reason. For many of you, you are working very hard. You're doing the best that you can to make something happen, and they see that. They're letting you know that, and they're saying that your hard work will pay off. So this is a time right now for those that is in lower vibrational energies, those that are feeling kind of sad or down at this time. Your ancestors like, no, sweetheart, pick your head up. I'm proud of you. I want you to pick your head up. I want you to smile, and I want you to keep pushing forward. No matter how the struggle may seem from a visible eye, I want you to trust that you're not walking alone, okay? And that everything that you're doing is going to pay off very soon, okay? Now, your African mass spirit is saying that we have warded off negative plans and plots against you. So, however, your ancestors are like, look, we see what you're doing. You on your business, or you at the mindset of trying to be on your business. We see that you got some snakes around you, but we're making sure that we block that energy because we're trying to make sure that you keep moving forward. All right, so again, don't allow your situation and circumstances by what you're able to see prevent you from moving forward. Your ancestors are working in your favor, but however, always, stand on your 2 toes. Keep your eyes open at all times. That's very important as well. But they have warded off any negative plots and plans against you because they want you to succeed. They want you to believe in you as much as they believe in you. Okay, and this is why they're saying stay inspired right now. For many of you, you're highly creative. You're either very creative with your hands or your ideas, the solutions that you're able to come up with. And they're like, listen, don't let outside drama get you distracted. This is a time to remain focused on your goals at this time. Keep your head clear. Okay, I'm constantly seeing a person with white around their head. So for many of you, or for some of you, I do feel like it's important for you to wrap your head in white cloth. Okay, what is it called? The head wrap, white hair wrap. I feel like keeping your head wrapped, especially for those that are readers, healers of any kind. I feel like that is beneficial as well. Okay, keep your hair clear at this time. Don't be your own worst enemy as well, is what I'm picking up also. And what I mean by that, self-deception. Because when you think of a snake, it's about deception. So don't be your worst own enemy by being negative in your way of thinking, lacking confidence within yourself and your ability to move forward at this time, because you also have everything you do is for a reason. Cheer up, keep pushing forward. This is the time to keep your head clear. Stay on your game at this time, okay? Eliminate all your distractions and stay focused, okay? Remain focused on your goals. Whatever it is that you feel that you want to move forth in action with, your ancestors are saying, I got you, okay? Let's see what additional messages that they have for you. For those that selected Power 2, Feather 2, what are the messages you feel that they need to hear, know, and be aware of? For those that select Feather 2, Power 2, what is it that they need to know, hear, be aware of? All right, so to say this is a time to have faith, your ancestors are saying. Walk by faith and not by sight. Faith is not believing. Faith is knowing that everything was going to work out in your favor, okay? And that's very important, I feel like, for those that selected Feather 2 at this time. Have faith in your situation. Maybe there's a lot of things that is from the past that's constantly repeating itself, and you feel as if you're never going to break free from a cycle, whether it's your way of thinking, your finances, whatever it may be. Spirit is saying have faith, and you keep moving forward. Keep your head up in the midst of the challenges, in the midst of the trials and tribulations. Don't allow that outside drama to affect your thought process moving forward, okay? What additional messages do the ancestors have for those that selected Power 2, Feather 2? What additional messages do you feel that they need to hear, know, and be aware of? Alright, so let's see what else they have. Your third eye needs work. That's very funny because Power 1 also received this card as well, okay? So this is a time to work on your third eye. Again, meditation. There's so many different types of meditations. Please find the one that works for you. Guided meditation, fire meditation, mindfulness meditation, walking meditation. There's so many different types of meditation, and every meditation is not going to work for everyone, so you got to find the one that works for you. Certain crystals, amethyst, clear quartz, selenite, there's other crystals as well that you can work with, but it's saying that your third eye is open, but it does need work at this particular time, okay? So there could be some confusion. I do feel like your third eye and your crown chakra work together. So again, that's another thing why I saw that white bandage. I do feel like working on your crown chakra is needed as well to eliminate any sense of confusion. This is a good time to work with herbs, oils, and crystals. And Power 1 also got this card as well. Okay, working with herbs, oils, and crystals to kind of protect your energy at this time, cleansing your aura field as well, especially if you are feeling like in lower vibrational frequencies, making sure you're saging, Palo Santoing yourself as well. And we do have clairvoyance. So many of you that selected Feather 2 or Power 2 are clairvoyants, okay? You are very heightened with your intuition, but right now with certain things that you may be going through, you may be doubting yourself, second guessing yourself at this time. You have the ability to see the past, the present, and the future. That's why they're saying, you know, keep your head clear at this time, all right? That's very important. See what additional messages they have for you. For those that selected Feather 2, Power 2, what are the messages you have for them? We have the power to co-create together. You are not alone, okay? So your ancestors are letting you know that you guys are not alone. Give me a second. Let me put a little light. Okay, that's much better. You guys are not alone at this time, okay? They're letting you know that even though you may feel alone, you're not. This is why they want you to have faith. They're saying call up on your ancestors, call up on your spiritual team, communicate with them, express to them what it is that you want, what it is that you need help with and assistance with, so that they can help collaborate with you, co-create with you at this time as well, okay? What additional messages you have for those that selected Power 2, Feather 2? What additional messages you have for those that selected Feather 2? And what additional messages you have for those that selected Feather 2? Alright. You are embarking on an ascension, okay? So many of you are going through an ascension phase right now, okay? Ascension with your spirituality, ascension with aspects of who you are as a person. And again, ascension can sometimes feel draining at times. For some, not all the time. Sometimes ascensions, you feel this higher vibrational energy, but for some, it can also affect your energetic levels to kind of lower them as well. But you are embarking on an ascension, so you are rising above. You also have automatic writing. So number one, your ancestors are saying for some, you have this ability to do automatic writing. And again, maybe for many of you, your creative drive is writing, you know, whether it's poetry, writing a book, journaling, blogging, you know. But this is also acknowledging that this would be a good time to create your own journal, okay? Write down your thoughts, write down your ideas at this time as well, okay? So you also have full moon, new moon rituals should be in place. Interesting. We just went through our new moon in Leo, I believe. So for many of you that selected Feather 2 and Power 2, they want you to start incorporating, if you do not already, more full moon and new moon rituals. Full moon rituals is to release the things that no longer serve you. New moon is to manifest, okay? So this is something your ancestors are saying for those that selected Power 2. They want you to put in place, okay? And then let's see, 222. Many of you guys have been seeing 222 or number synchronicities with the number 2. This is a time for balance. This is a time for duality, okay? Maybe even partnerships. For many, that's probably the individual. This may not apply to everyone, but for some that may have selected 2, that snake could be someone that you are romantically involved with, maybe even a business partner. Not necessarily, okay? But again, that's why I also saw that specific individual that was tied to someone. And I feel like this is, when it comes to relationship, this is someone that you truly love a lot, but you're having a hard time breaking free from this person. This person has been very deceptive in the past, very manipulative as well, but you're having a hard time breaking that cycle. For those that selected Pile 2, and that's crazy, Feather 2, Pile 2, I want you to look this number up as well, okay? Let's see. Any final messages you have for those that selected Feather 2, Pile 2? Any final messages for those that selected Feather 2, Pile 2? Final messages for those that selected Feather 2 or Pile 2? Final messages for those that selected Feather 2 and Pile 2. All right. Ancestors are saying abundance is coming your way. Okay, of course, abundance can definitely mean joy, happiness, contentment, and emotional satisfaction, but it also is acknowledging financial, material needs will be met. And this is another reason right now for those that is on a career path or trying to embark on their journey for stability and structure. This is why they're saying focus on the creative drive. You keep pushing forward right now, okay? Remain focused on your goals and keep your head clear, because the ancestors is like, look, we got some material gain coming your way. You can't let these outside distractions stop you from getting what you're meant to have. So trust your ideas at this time, especially for my clairvoyance. Pay attention to those ideas that Spirit sends you. Don't think small about yourself. Think big. You know what I'm saying? Because when you think small about yourself, you limit yourself. You create a box around yourself, and it don't allow you to expand and to grow. And they're stating right now that they're trying to bring forth a lot of abundance in many ways for you. So allow that to manifest into your reality. Again, they're saying that we have the power to co-create. You are not alone. Okay? What additional messages do you have for those that select Feather 2, Pile 2? Yeah. All right. So I do feel like Pile 2, you may have also been seeing not only the numbers 222 or the number 2, maybe even the number 5, because the ancestors are acknowledging that right now you're going through a lot of changes. And this is why they're also saying that if you're going through something in your life that seems to be a repetitive cycle, this is a time to look at the situation a little bit deeper, okay? Because I feel like cord needs to be cut towards something, a situation or circumstances that seems to have a repetitive cycle, something that is constantly kind of like karmic lessons that have not been learned. But again, for those that selected Power 2, you're going through a lot of changes right now. This is another reason why your ancestors are saying have faith at this time as well, okay? Trust that, again, you are not alone on this path. I do feel like your ancestors are wanting you to learn how to go more with the flow, with the changes that is occurring in your life, and try not to fight against the changes. The more that we try to fight against the changes, the more that it only affects us. And I'm not saying that you just sit back and let things happen, but if you know that you've done all that you can do about a situation and there's nothing more that you can do, learn how to step back and surrender. That's what faith is all about. Okay, so you are going through some changes. You may also be seeing the numbers 5 or 555. You're receiving a lot of ancient wisdom at this time. Many of you, the fact that oral history has come out in ancient wisdom acknowledges that this is not your first time here. You're very wise. Very wise, and you may have also had clairvoyant abilities in your past life as well that is now passed down now to you. So really take time out to trust your intuition at this time. Use your discernment. Tune into the inner wisdom, because your ancestors are around you at this time. And I do feel like for many, when you take time out to meditate or even do some automatic writing, you're going to receive a message that is absolute, meaning a message that is just for you, okay? That is so beneficial to situations that you're going through within the now. All right? So with that being said, that completes those that selected Feather 2, Power 2. I hope you enjoyed. Click the like button and comment below. Love and light. Oops, I'm banging this camera. All right, and last but not least, let's get to it. For those that selected feather 3, third feather, the white feather, what are the messages that your ancestors have for you? All right, Divine Spirit, what are the messages you have for those that selected feather 3? What are the messages you have for those that selected feather 3? What are the messages you have for those that selected feather 3? What are the messages you have for those that selected feather 3? And what are the messages you have for those that selected feather 3? All right, overall energy, ancestor is speaking. Pay attention to your health. Stop stressing yourself out and take care of yourself, all right? So for those that select feather 3, your ancestors is like, listen, pay attention to your health. And when we talk about health, your health could be mentally, physically, and emotionally, okay? This is the time that some of you may be feeling very overwhelmed. Some of you are feeling very stressed. Things that you may be dealing with physically or externally. However, your ancestors are not wanting you to stress yourself out. They want you to take better care of yourself. I do feel like for many of you that selected Pile 3, your ancestors is asking you to put yourself first at this time. Make yourself a priority. Self-care is important. I'm also hearing for those that selected 3, and this may not apply to everyone. If you've been feeling certain symptoms within your body, don't keep popping Tylenol and ibuprofen, just so it can kind of eliminate something. Pay attention to what your body is saying to you, okay? If you have not seen a doctor in a while, your ancestors like, hey, time for a checkup, okay? As well, but pay more attention to your health. Stop stressing yourself out and take better care of yourself, all right? What additional messages you have for those that selected feather 3? What additional messages you have for those that selected feather 3? And what additional messages you have for those that selected feather 3? All right, let's see what they had to say. All right, yeah. Ancestor speaking. Everything you do is for a reason. Your hard work will pay off. Cheer up and keep pushing forward. For those that selected Pile 3, you are pushing yourself a lot. Whether it's physically, mentally, or emotionally, maybe, some of you are working a lot of hours, trying to make that money, and I understand, but at the meantime, don't kill yourself in the process, because as soon as you get sick or as soon as something happens to you where you're not able to work, the jobs is not going to really care. They're going to on to the next one. You know what I'm saying? So put yourself first. There is something right now that the ancestors are seeing with Pile 3 that they want you to kind of retreat at this time, let go. I'm like, unload the baggage, release the stress. Whatever's causing you stress, whether it's a person, a situation, or circumstances. And I know that it could be easier said than done, but your ancestors are saying that you have to release the stress. It is not good for you, okay? Because it's weighing you down. It's not allowing you to do what needs to be done, to take care of the things that needs to be taken care of at this time. It's like you're distracted at this particular time, and they're asking that you kind of keep pushing forward, pick your head up at this time, okay? Don't allow certain things to overwhelm you. I do feel like if someone is suffering from depression right now, or depressive type symptoms is what I'm picking up also. We also have the African mad spirit. We have warded off negative plans and plots against you. So your ancestors have warded off any negative energy that has been sent your way, any plots or plans against you. So there's a lot of protection around you. I do feel like there is a need to better amp up your own spiritual protection at this time. Your own aura, taking spiritual baths as well. Now, spiritual baths is not the key to everything, but I'm also seeing that. I'm seeing nothing but water, being surrounded in water. So I do feel like a lot of releasing of emotions as well, because water is about your emotions. And I do feel like for some, you've been going so hard at something, and you feel as if what you're doing is not getting the rewards that you want. I'm hearing patience first and foremost. So for some, you want things to happen like this, and it doesn't work that way. There's a time, there's a place for everything, okay? But it doesn't mean that you give up. It doesn't mean that you stop, okay? There could be other things, there are other things going on behind the scenes that you're not able to see. Sometimes we want things so quickly and it becomes temporarily. But if we have a little bit more patience, it becomes permanent. I'd rather have a permanent situation than to have something temporary. Okay, so I do feel like having patience at this time, but not overexerting yourself as well, taking some time out for yourself, and again, not allowing your circumstances at this time to weigh you down. They're doing what they can to create barriers of external forces from affecting you, so you have to work on balancing any internal struggles that you may be going through. I'm hearing confidence. Solar plexus chakra needs some work as well. That is located below your breastbone and above your belly button. Okay? That is your confidence, your self-esteem, your self-worth, your vitality, your willpower. Let's see. What additional messages you have for those that selected Feather 3, Power 3. Feather 3, Power 3. Feather 3, Power 3. Feather 3, Power 3. You have to surrender. Power 3, you have to let go. Whatever this is, whether it's a person, your thought process, negative ways of thinking, outdated beliefs about yourself, a situation, you have to surrender. You have to let go. Okay? Because it's like your health is at risk here. And I want you to understand that, you know, we are spiritual beings having a human experience. And what I have learned is that your mental and your emotional state affects your physical. Okay? Your mental and your emotional state, if it's not in a balanced nature, it will begin to affect your physical. You have to surrender. Let go of the need to control. Let go of the desired outcome. It doesn't mean that when you let go of the desired outcome, you stop pushing towards what it is that you want. No, you go after everything it is that you want. But when you've done all you can do and you've reached where you're trying to go, step back and allow spirit to take you the rest of the way. Whether it's meant for you or not. But understand, there's no time that is ever wasted. We all go through certain things for a reason. Everything happens for a reason. However, you need to surrender. Surrender what is stressing you out. Forgiveness. Forgiving yourself from any guilt, shame, emotion. Forgiving others that may have hurt you in any way. And you're not forgiving to, you're not forgiving for their benefit. You're forgiving for your benefit. To release anger, resentment, hurt, pain. It's time to let go. It's time to release. That's why I kept saying that water. Do some head washing, spiritual bath, cleansing, clearing your home, making sure you're opening up your windows when you're saging Palo Santo, doing some feng shui, changing the energy around you right now, okay? What additional messages do you want Feather 3, Power 3 to hear, know, and be aware of? Power 3, Power 3. Alright, so let's see what came out. Alright, so healer. So I do feel like for those that selected Power 3, there's a lot of healing that's taking place right now. And when we are going through a lot of healing, we do feel a lot of different emotions. Normally when we're going through healing as well, we're not just feeling things. A lot of things are illuminated to us, a lot of revelations as well. So even though things at times can be difficult to see, it's very important that you allow yourself to see what needs to be seen, okay? Because again, even though it can seem difficult, it's only for your highest good. I do feel like many of those that selected, for some of those that selected Feather 3 or Power 3, you are actual healers. And maybe you are someone that helps assist others to kind of allow them to feel more motivated with certain things that they're going through. Maybe you are someone where you pick up on a lot of clients or people that come to you that are very stressed, that are very overwhelmed, you know, just kind of feeling as if they don't know if they can keep moving forward. And you are that confidant. You are that person that can help them and give them the confidence that they need as well. But for my readers and for my healers, it's very important to understand that if you're doing work like this, where you're doing Reiki healing, tarot card reading as well, you have to make sure that you're not giving from an empty cup. Okay? You cannot give if you don't already have. Take time out for yourself first. That is so very important, okay? Power 3, you guys do need to work on your chakra. Again, I did see your solar plexus chakra for sure, and also your sacral chakra at this time as well. I'm also hearing base chakra, because ancestors are saying that for some of you that selected Power 3, there could be some issues with your home life, your stability, your financial situation as well. So there is a need to work on your chakras at this time. Okay, Reiki abilities. For some, that's a part of the healing abilities that you have. Your ancestors are saying, hey, you have the ability to help realign other people's chakras, maybe even your own chakras. You have Reiki abilities. You are a healer, okay, as well. So that is beautiful. For some, you have the ability to heal yourself. That is for sure. You also have hoodoo, voodoo, African ancestors. So I do feel like for many of you that selected 3, you have practice in hoodoo or voodoo practices, or you have that ability to do so as well. You have the ability to remove negative energies that's been sent your way, or negative energy that you have co-created within yourself as well. Okay? You also have clairvoyance. So many of you guys are empaths. Okay? Empaths. And so you're picking up on a lot of emotions. You feel other people's emotions very deeply. You could be around someone, know if they're in pain, happy, sad, or mad. You can walk into a place, an establishment, and pick up on the energies and the vibrations. You guys are natural lovers, healers. You guys are very compassionate. When you feel things very, very deeply. Okay, so again, this is another reason why it's so important to really work on your sacral chakra at this particular time, because I do feel like that your empathic abilities are extremely heightened at this time for some. Okay, let's see what additional messages you have for Feather 3, Power 3. Feather 3, Power 3. Feather 3, Power 3. Feather 3 and Power 3. Feather 3 and Power 3. 999. Do not give up. Giving up is not an option right now. You must keep pushing forward. You must give it all you got. Okay, tap into the inner strength that lies within you. Okay, because you're closer to reaching your completion. You're getting ready to complete a cycle, and you feel as if right now things are not going to happen, and you're closer than you realize. Surrender to the situation. Have patience. Okay, for those that selected Power 3, maybe you've been seeing the numbers 9 a lot. I want you to look this number up as well as an angel number. What additional messages you have for Feather 3, Power 3? What additional messages you have for Feather 3, Power 3? Feather 3, Power 3. Alright, so another message they have: full moon, new moon rituals should be in place. So your ancestors are saying that this is a time and moving forth that if you don't already, start doing full moon rituals, start doing new moon rituals. I'm sorry, I can't talk. Full moon is to release what no longer serve you. New moon is to manifest. Okay, so again, they want you to start putting this in place if you don't already. All right. You may have also been seeing the number 2 a lot, okay? 222. Look this number up as well for additional messages that your spiritual team has for you as well. But it's time for balance. It's time for duality as well. Okay, maybe it's could be in certain relationships. And relationships is more so a bond that is shared with one another. It could be family, friends, co-worker, business partners, relationship, romantic. Balance is going to be the key. So also look this number up as well. The ancestors are saying time for some altar maintenance. So for those that do have an altar, if you know that your water is a little bit cloudy and you know it's all the way down at the bottom, you need to do something. You're seeing a lot of dust on your altar, clean it off. If your flowers done died, they're looking a little funny, get rid of them. Making sure that you are taking care of your altar. That's very important, because again, that's your ashe. What you give to them is what you will feel back, and that is so very true. Okay, for some of you, a cord cutting is needed. Okay, a cord cutting is needed in order to help you surrender to a particular situation, a person, or a circumstance. Alright, so maybe having Reiki done for some of you that selected 3 is beneficial also. Any additional messages for Feather 3, Power 3? Feather 3, Power 3. Feather 3, Power 3. Feather 3, Power 3. Feather 3, Power 3. What additional messages? Alright, yeah, changes. So you may also been seeing the numbers 555 as well. You're going through a lot of change and transformation at this time. Again, try to surrender and go more with the flow of things at this particular time as well, because the more you're trying to push against the change is going to happen anyway. Voluntarily or involuntarily, it's going to happen. But, you know, the process can be a little bit better if you learn how to let go and surrender, okay? And only apply the pressure to the things that you can change, you know, and stop trying to force something to change when it's nothing you can really do about it. You know, I know that's easier said than done, but it's being recommended at this time. What additional messages you have for those that selected Power 3, Feather 3? Power 3, Feather 3. Yeah, this is a time of endings. This is a time of endings. This is a time of things coming to an end, whether it's your thought process, your way of thinking, behavior patterns, a person, a situation, a circumstance, and you have to surrender to the process. Again, things are coming to a completion for many of you guys. There's a cycle. There's things that's changing at this particular time, changes. So surrender at this time. Allow whatever no longer serve you, allow it to just go, okay? Because anytime there's an ending, there's a what? New beginning, okay? And a new beginning cannot come in if you're occupying that space with things that no longer serve you. It doesn't work like that. You also have ancient wisdom, so you have a lot of ancestral energy around you and within you. Tune into your star player, which is yourself. Trusting your intuition is very important as well. Taking time out to meditate so that you can hear the messages as well. Okay, power 3, your ancestors are saying you need to ground a little bit more. Get outdoors, put your feet on grass, put your feet on concrete, do some tree hugging. Eat grounding foods, potatoes, carrots, nuts, fish, things of that nature, grounding foods. You want to meditate on your root chakra, your base chakra as well. And I also felt that energy also, so the ancestors are acknowledging it as well. They're saying you're carrying this burden that you have to surrender, you have to let go, because it's going to affect your health. For many of you, it's already affecting your mental and your emotional state. But if you keep carrying on this burden and you don't surrender, you're going to start finding that you're going to have physical symptoms as well. Okay? You have to let go of the things that no longer serve you at this time. That is so very important, okay? So those are the messages for those that selected Feather 3, Power 3. I hope that you have enjoyed. Click the like button, comment below. With that being said, if you're interested in a more personal reading with me, www.spiritualvibrations.org. Until next, pick a card. Ashe.